Hi everyone and welcome to Running Cool, which is the cross-country seasonal championship, and we start with El Descenso cross-country, which means there's a huge descent ahead. It's not the first time they use this track, and it's not the only huge descent the playground games like to put into seasonal championships. So remember the basic rule. You want to go as fast as possible here and avoid any crashes. So that little contact I had might not be a huge thing. Oh, and this one is even worse. So I'm still ending up first, but you really want to minimize the contact. That will provide you with a huge lead in the beginning and will make the whole race much easier. You also may have noticed that I went a little bit wide on that first bend. I wouldn't call it a corner. The first bend after the descent. You don't want to do that as well. Use a little bit of the brakes. You only need to slow down a tiny bit as you approach it, and you'll make it on a tighter line, shaving off another 2 seconds based on my comparison, comparing to going wide like I did. So definitely don't drift in it, and that's a general rule in cross country. It's okay to throw your car into the corner and power out of it, but anytime you start sliding sideways, you lose a huge amount of time compared to AI. And AI in cross country can be quite difficult. Oh wow, I nearly missed that checkpoint, but still. So we're pretty comfortably ahead right now, but as you can see, if you compare this to the road racing, by now I'd have virtually half the map of gap. But now the first bunch is actually reasonably close to me, almost right behind. Nonetheless, that won't stop us from winning, and again, the beginning of this race is the critical part of it. That descent, get it right and you won't have a problem winning it. Get it wrong and the whole race becomes difficult. So, nonetheless, that's the first place, and let's see what's next. I think the other two races are circuits, so let's see. Okay, urban cross-country circuit. And this one is actually quite difficult. So there's a few difficult things or hard things about this track. I don't know how the race will go, but the track itself. So first corner right here, immediately from the start, is pretty tight, which means you need to slow down, especially on the second lap, as you fly through the checkpoint. Make sure you slow down, otherwise that hitting the wall becomes a problem. And there's a few more tight corners, just like the one I messed up and went a bit wide. You definitely want to use your brakes and try to stay as much on the inside with as little slide as you can, and that way you'll be fast. Look how much ground I gained just in this corner on the guy immediately in front of me and the rest of the pack. That's basically what you want to achieve. Inside, no sliding, accelerate out of the corner, and you should be fine. Start doing it wide and drifting, and you'll be posting on the forums that AI is absolutely unfair and the race is too difficult. That's basically how it goes. Now we are in the second lap. Okay, I messed up this corner and immediately they pulled off quite a bit, but there's two of them. They are reasonably close, so let's try here. Okay, now but we are right behind them. The other thing is these there's two big jumps in this race, and what you want is to make sure you are very straight. Okay, that wasn't very elegant, but I hope while I'm talking nobody has seen how I pushed that poor AI aside. Anyways, when making this jump and the other, well, pretty much any jump in this race, but especially the big ones, you want your car very, very straight. Otherwise, if you start turning sideways mid-flight, the amount of distance you cover is huge, and that allows your car to go, perpendicular to the track, and there's usually no recovery from that except for the wind. So position your car straight, then the jump goes nicely, you land well, and that's the end of urban cross-country circuit. Again, the first place as we planned, but also, as you can see, these are quite a bit tighter than the road racing, and that's a normal tendency for cross-country. Oh, the last one is Castera cross-country circuit. Yeah, right. I think we've seen it in the festival playlist already before, and AI was stupidly fast. I mean, not fast enough to not be beaten, but definitely fast enough to pose a bit of a challenge compared to the regular AI difficulty. So let's see how it goes now. Again, the jumps as straight as you can, and then almost immediately there's a braking zone here, because if you start drifting in the sand, that's even worse than general drifting, because getting out of that sand is what you want as fast as possible while keeping as much momentum as you can, and drifting doesn't help in it. Okay, up in fourth on the first lap, so this might not be too bad, not bad at all. Another corner which I'm not sure I'm doing right, but I found that slowing down significantly in it helps a lot in going through it. Otherwise you dig up into the sand and lose weight. Ooh, almost missed that checkpoint, almost. That was a bad jump, and that positioned me badly for another jump, and jumps are slow in general, so now I lost all the ground to the first bunch, which means I need to do some catching up. Okay. Oh, okay, hit the invisible wall. Yeah, I'm not driving this too well. I mean, AI is reasonably fast for the for its difficulty level, but I'm not making it any better for myself. Nonetheless, recovered from the past mistakes, caught up on these little cars in front of me. Okay, Civic, peace off. Yeah, okay. Right, now we are in the first, so just repeat the routine. Slow down sufficiently here. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit too much of the drifting, and off we go. We shouldn't be seeing those AIs anymore, just somewhere at the back on the map. It's quite funny how in the cross country consistently the small cars are actually, at least on AI, are faster than trucks and SUVs. You'd think logically it should be the other way around, but yeah, no logic to look for in the games. Last lap. If we go in the jump, boom, double jump really. The car consistently bounces off. Not sure if that's I don't think that's just the suspension settings on this particular tune, because AI cars are also bouncing similarly. So we continue our way to the finish, and yeah, so a little bit of the lap left, and just a little fun while doing the rehearsal, where I check what the tracks are. I try a couple of tunes and look for paints. My kids passed by the TV and like, oh, Pikachu car, you're driving Pikachu car. Daddy, we also want Pikachu cars. So Now they're gonna tell everybody that I was driving Pikachu car. Yeah, thank you Equinix for this paint. Anyways, that's the end of this championship, and that should be it. That's the third championship I done this week. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.